In October 2024, we gathered at the PASI Legislative Summit to tackle a profound and troubling question. Why do our judicial systems seemingly disregard the Constitution, leading to the fracturing of families? The issue of parental alienation has evolved into a silent epidemic, often manipulating as a powerful weapon during divorce disputes. This manipulation not only harms the relationships between parents and their children, but also inflicts emotional and psychological turmoil on the children themselves. As policymakers engage in lengthy discussions about shared parenting arrangements, child support formulas, and custody regulations, the true victims, our children, are often left on the sidelines. They face the emotional fallout of these contentious debates while their lives are dissected as if they were mere bargaining chips in legal negotiations. It is imperative that we come together as a community to advocate for the meaningful change in our family courts. We must unite to ensure that the voices of children are prioritized, fostering environments where they can thrive rather than endure the negative ramifications of adult conflicts. Their well-being should always take precedence, driving us to demand legal reforms that uphold their rights, dignity, and emotional health. Only by standing together can we hope to create a future where children are shielded from unnecessary strife and their best interests at the forefront of every decision made.
I'm now going to turn it over to our MC, Larry DeMarco. He is an attorney who has a firm in Pennsylvania called the Law Center. He is very versed in creating the most amazing videos and animated videos that are very short that talk about the things we're going through and what we're dealing with. Please welcome Larry DeMarco.
Thank you, Joan. My law firm is DeMarco DeMarco PC. The Law Center is actually a YouTube channel. It's not really a business entity, but I have 300 videos online focused on providing self-represented litigants free online resources to get through family court. My presentation today is on a topic is one of my favorite things to discuss. It is a game-changing technology that can level a playing field for self-represented litigants. And basically any nonprofit advocate or any company that doesn't have Microsoft's budget, because we now can do with generative artificial intelligence what you used to need a team of 20 to 40. There's a technology that serves as individual thinking people that are smarter than any human being in existence. So I know we're online as well. First of all, can everyone hear me online? So we're monitoring that. Second question, I would like a show of hands, please. How many people use generative AI, meaning ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, anything like that, any of those companies? How many people use the free or paid version? Show of hands. About half. How many online? Let me know anyway. So about half. How many people have the subscription? About 15%. How many people never use it? You're a hip crowd. Glad to be talking to you here. I'm talking to everybody. I have something for everyone in this, but so we're doing today or this weekend on this conference, a working conference dealing with producing model legislation. What you used to have to do is start typing in from the beginning and go through. Now, what we can do is type in the instructions, press enter, and ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot will write it for you, and then you tweak it. Now, it's not always perfect, but I would call it a great start. Okay. Make me a sharer, please. So what generative AI is, these are the main programs available for commercial use. So when I talk about this, first of all, this is free. The first part of this is what you can do with the free presentation. Sorry, folks. So when I talk about the companies, ChatGPT is really the flagship of the main company, OpenAI, that does all this. That's right. Claude AI is another competitive company, and Copilot AI is Microsoft's version. Google Gemini is, as it says, is Google's. This is what the interface looks like. This is what it is. You put an input into where that arrow is, and you type an inquiry. This is the fun, easy part. You just speak your native language into this. You type, and you get magic. You don't need to code. You don't need to know buttons or any type of icons. You talk to it like it's a person. It's a language-based model. So if you're scared, if you're intimidated, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this does so much, I can't possibly figure it out, you just talk to it and say, I want you to do this, and it does it. And if it's confused, it asks you a question. So then you can reiterate or continue a conversation just like you're talking to a person. And to describe the personality of ChatGPT, think of it as a super genius, 1,600 SATs, 4.5, but kind of socially awkward. And that's chat. So the free version, here's the thing. If you're going to communicate with it and ask questions, know that it stopped putting data into the free version as of September 2021. So if you wanted to, I recommend that you start free, at least for a little bit, and get confident with it. But it is living in the past, and it has no current information. Of course, it has everything else since the birth of the internet that was uploaded there. But, and it was launched on November 30th. This is what Claude looks like. As you can see, it's very similar. And if you see that little clip, the little paper clip, if you click that, you can upload information. Claude can take much more information than chat. And it's that's how I use it, and that's why I think it's powerful. So, people who are making model legislation this weekend, upload sample laws and say, adapt this, but make the following additions. That's how you're going to be using this. Or you're going to upload, suppose you have 5. Upload them, describe them, name them, describe them, and ask it to write, but make the following modifications. So this is, hopefully you find this getting a lot easier this weekend using this. You will have to sign up for a free account. They're not going to ask you for credit card information. They're not going to ask for social security numbers or anything you don't want to give. Name, email address. I think that's it. If not, forgive me. It's been a while since I signed up for this. This is Microsoft's. It's Copilot. Chat, think flagship. Claude, think more uploads. Copilot, what I found about they all do the same thing. They're all based upon the same company, OpenAI. They're all sharing that basic platform. Copilot, I really liked, at least initially, their pictures. Too loud? Something on there was not good? Okay. Somebody says, no, he had bad experiences with Copilot. Hey, well, hopefully we can take Q&A or some type of feedback. But anyway, one thing it did well that I thought Microsoft did well is when you use it to learn, this is going to replace Google. Or as you can see, Google's doing it, they're going to have to upgrade Google. But this is better than Google. When you used to say, hey, Google it, that's going to be gone. It's going to say, go chat it. So one thing that Microsoft Copilot did well was, again, give you links and information for almost everything he said. That's why I liked it. But please know, Philip does not as much. So this is Google's version. Microsoft is meant to be used. They designed it to use with Microsoft products. It'll communicate better. Google is also trying to promote their own products. I know Brian Hart uses Google. Gemini. I never disliked it when I was trying them all, but again, it's made to enhance Google products for consumers mostly. Once you do that and you realize how powerful it is, I strongly recommend for anyone who is serious about this, a professional, an advocate, to supercharge this for $20 a month. I am not a marketer for this company. I'm not an affiliate marketer, but this is going to be the best $20 you spent in your life.
What do you get from the paid version?
Thank you for asking. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? All right, well, it's coming right at you. Okay. Browsing capability, real-time, up-to-date information from the internet. It provides accurate, timely responses, although they say, mostly will say. I'll get back to that. Support tasks. What chat wants to do is be your one-stop shop, because you can, if you have repetitive tasks using social media, you're going to be able to say, tell Facebook to do this. Tell Instagram to post the video that's right here. And you're going to be able to do everything from chat with something called Zapier, and there may be other products. Zapier is the one I'm most familiar with. It's the most easy, and there might be a little charge for that too, but you're not going to have to keep opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing. You're going to be able to start everything you want to do from chat, and it's going to communicate with everything else. That's a time saver, and it also can set up repetitive tasks, which I'll get to. Provides immediate responses based upon latest data, and ability to set up custom chats. So what a custom chat is, as I showed you the free version, Claude, you can upload a lot of files at the same time and ask them to give you information based upon their relationship, or just consider this information. If you are working with the same data set over and over again, you can set up a custom chat. You have the ability to set that up with the advanced program. This might sound complicated, but it's not. I'll get to that. Actually, first, let's talk about, I'm going to go back, hold that thought about custom chats. That's a big power about that. But remember when it said, oh, here's a limitation, that if you ask something that sounds criminal or illegal or immoral, I wanted to talk about fair use of property. So this was the idea that I thought would be catchy to see in a video. And it said, I'm sorry, I can't assist you with contraband or whatever. I can't assist with that. The other thing, I just wanted to test it. Okay, real-time update. Let's see how close the updated data is. This is a conversation I had with chat. I said, hey, can you give me the score? I said, of course I can give you the score. The Phillies won. Now, I knew the score, and I thought, no, it didn't. What date do you have? It gave me the date. Then I said, what was the date? And then I said, no, they didn't. Please confirm. And then it said, oops, you're right. They lost. Well, I gave it the score. And then it said, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And I said, why did you make that mistake? And it said, I got the wrong data. So this was how many months ago? June. I think it's better, or anything you see right now is as bad as it will ever be. It's getting better and better, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. All right, custom chats. You set up a dedicated library. It can hold 10 files up to 2,000 pages or 100,000 words each. That was from one influencer that said that number. I think it might be 75,000 words, but really that's about 1,750 pages worth of books that you could ask it to give you information about. Article writers, authors, expert witnesses, or people who want a large data set, or people who have a lot of information that they produced. You can clone yourself, and you can ask this thing to think for you, give you a head start. So that's one use. But if you have favorite authors, You can get the PDFs of the book, upload them, and talk to it. Get it to learn it, get it to give you feedback. I'm just giving you practical uses. But if you self-represented litigants, upload your file, upload your transcripts, your pleadings, your orders, your emails, your chats. Upload a profile for you, upload a profile for your opponent, and ask it for strategy. This is how we use it. You set it up once, you're paying $20. It is smarter than a lawyer. Then how do we talk to it? You ask it. Please give me custom instructions and teach me how to instruct you to give me the information that I want. This is a lot of information. I know this is a lot of information, but it's that easy.
We get this as a PowerPoint that we add to the Google Drive so people can access this info and reread.
Yes.
Thank you. That'll help a lot.
And again, the biggest benefit that I took from the subscription is everything I've done in advocacy. My first idea is I wanted to create this. And then I thought, well, wait a minute, let's do competitive research. So before you want to set up your own custom chat of a lawyer, a counselor, a doctor, an accountant, search to see what's out there first. I did that. And I'm going to go ahead here. And this is what I found. There is a company called Research AI that created clones of these professions. What's here is for education, that can teach literacy. Workplace, that can help someone get into the job market. Health life expectancy, that's a doctor. That's a virtual health doctor, telephone health, except that you're asking it from your computer. Therapist, a psychologist, or a lawyer. They already exist. This is a company. The company is called Research AI. This is not me. It's a company that's some type of billionaire or millionaire investor that beta tested these. When I found it, it was 50,000 views. Now it's 200,000 and climbing. People who are searching, giving it feedback, telling what's good and what's good and isn't. So again, it's improving at light speed. Let me go back. I just wanted to joke. Okay, how to set it up. So that sounded confusing. It sounded like a lot, overwhelming. Here's the steps. You click a button that says set up custom chat. I know I'm not showing, but I'm just listing the steps. What do you want to create? Give it a name. Pick an avatar logo, which is kind of a wasted step, but whatever they wanted to do it, and they draw you a picture of what you described.
Should your name be?
Doesn't matter. I put up, like for instance, yes.
Yes, what?
Either, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because even if you taking a name that someone else has, I think the logo will just identify it's still yours, it's still private, and you can click public, but let me move on. Then you just describe it. I want this to help me to produce model legislation. And by the way, it's $20 a month. You can cancel right after. It's worth it for even the weekend. Or you get one person in the team, someone who already has it, to be your lead in our breakout groups. But describe it again. Law maker or model law template creator. Custom instructions for your GPT. What do we tell it to do? We say, I'm going to ask you to make model legislation for me. Please tell me good custom instructions that I should upload into your database for you to help me deliver on this. And it'll print it out, you cut, you paste it, and you upload it into custom instructions. And it tells you where to do that. It spoon feeds it to you. Then it says, do you want to upload anything into my memory? So if this is done, I presume if you're doing something, it's done in at least one state. Get the model, get what legislation is already there. Then the first thing you could ask it is, this is what I don't like about it. This is what I do like about it. Give me a sample template for conservative jurisdictions, for liberal jurisdictions, for purple jurisdictions. And then you test it. Please, then you can talk to it before you make it permanent. Or you just make it permanent, you go and upload it and test it and iterate it. And once you see what you don't like, you just go back and adjust. And you say, you are doing this. You are giving me information I don't want. Or you're hallucinating only based on hard data. Do not, and you just keep whatever it's doing, you tell it to stop, and it will. And then you hit publish. So for even more practical uses, you can use it to write emails, write blog articles. After you want to discuss what legislation we produce, you want it to research, you can ask it to research for you. Now, this isn't just the custom. This is the free version you could use too. You could be a script writer for videos. I'm a video producer. I don't write any scripts anymore. If I talk to an author, I say, just give me your PDF of your book. You don't have to give me scripts anymore. Give me a 300-page video script that I can post on YouTube for your best content. You can ask it to write songs. It produces music, poems, jokes. Oh, and there's also an app, $5, $10 a month for music production. It can make original songs. So get personalized learning, mental health support, personal finance, language learning, translate this from Spain. They have a model bill in Spain. Here's this in Spanish. Please translate it. Let me move this so I can see.
Can I ask it to look for plaintiff's counsel's previous filings?
Can I ask it to look for counsel's previous filings? It has to not be behind a paywall. So if the courts have it set up, if it's uploaded into the general internet, yeah, but you can get that elsewhere. You can get it and then upload it. You can find that independently. Ask the court to help you, your self-represented court. Any other questions? Well, we'll get to questions. The other thing that I find is incredibly helpful. There was a video, a 2-hour Zoom that everyone was sending around the parental alienation study group. If you get to a YouTube video and you click show transcript. Do we know how to do that on YouTube? That's a good thing to know. Cut, paste, put it into Word, upload, say, please punctuate, spell check, give sentence structure, make it grammatically correct, correct any fragments, and make this look like a transcript that was actually recorded by a stenographer. Re-upload, summarize this 4-hour, 2-hour. Summarize this so I can get all the key points as if I attended. That has been one of the most powerful uses that I have used that for. Or a book, a 20-page article with all this. If you're getting people's newsletters, research articles from PASG, from a scientist like Dr. Burnett, upload it. Please give me all key points described to a layperson, not using any scientific terms, so I can understand this. Think of that power. Think of that ability to use every day. Create a writing assistant. Hey, I want to write my lawmaker. I just made this bill and close the bill. I want to speak to this person who is liberal, conservative, purple, or in the middle. He promotes or she promotes women's rights, father's rights, family rights. And I want to talk to this person with, assertive or this. I want to ask for an appointment. Please write me a professional, assertive, friendly, give a tone, email asking for an appointment. You don't have to start from scratch. And again, it might not be perfect, but boy, is it a good start. As I mentioned, clone yourself or create a personal assistant. I would demonstrate. I click it, and I drive with my cell phone down to Pittsburgh for 5 hours, and I have a conversation with myself or with, I named my assistant, my wife's name, Laura, in case she ever catches me talking to my phone. She doesn't think I have a girlfriend. But, and I have, you have conversations with it. Who saw the movie Her? Okay, some of us. Spoiler, it's a man who falls in love with a dating app, and he's talking to it, and it becomes his girlfriend he falls in love with. And I only saw the first half, but I got the idea. That's not futuristic. It's today. That is now. Other ideas for practical use as a video producer. I'm big with making production. So I call to professors, research scientists, expert witnesses, professionals, advocates to turn it into video. It's so easy to create video now because there are inexpensive programs that allow you to put your work into a viral TikTok, YouTube short, YouTube video in seconds. And why produce video? Because, you know, all to our teachers, to our scientists and authors, people over the age of 5 did read about 44 minutes a day. The 15 to 44-year-olds watch less than 10 minutes a day. And that's a pre-COVID statistic. So after COVID, boy, did people go to their phones. You're laughing. So you get the point. Now, this statistic has got to be much, much worse. It's 6 hours a day of video screen time. AI generators. When this first came out, this is how bad it was. Well, this is back in April of 2023. Let me know, people online, if you can't hear sound.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Uncle Phil, come try this.
All right, so you can see that it's Will Smith. You can even hear maybe a little bit of his old song. It was distorted. It was clumsy, but that was his first attempt. So this is the description portion of this video where I found this, and this is what the author or the producer put. Here's where we are now. No one complained online. They're getting sound. Sound isn't even important. Completely AI generated. So this is in the description portion of this video. Each shot was generated purely from text prompts. No pre-existing images, characters. Sorry. The video screen is blocking this, so hold on. Let me lower this. No pre-existing images, character models, or video footage was used. Apart from reframing the shots for widescreen and applying color, no additional CGI or digital post-processing was used. And then the music was also AI generated. So my cousin, who's a tech geek, sent this to me. And I said, well, if they can do just at least those beginning screenshots, how long will it be until they can make movies of this? And I said, well, gee, I guess 25 years that my kids would be able to see it or not. He said, no way. We're like 2 years apart, 2 years away. So this was September, the 37th week of the year, September 10th, it was posted, and both of us were wrong. This is now. And this is what the author said. I created this over a few weeks. This took me a few weeks to create. This is a 5-minute video, goes on, there's dialogue, but that was a little simpler to me. That was more impressive. And when you see the video, it seemed to me they had a copy of Saving Private Ryan, and they said, regenerate this, but change it to African-American unit, save me from any accusations or lawsuits against plagiarism from that. But it really, to me, that brought back images of that movie. But that's probably how that was done, because that's uploaded online in trailers, and it's on, for general consumption, and it's asking the software to adapt it. Now, I'm not giving you this to show you what we can do, or what Hollywood can do, or the idea is, think of who this is going to put out of business in Hollywood, that now we can do this. So what I'm asking you is to think how much we can cut into lawyers who take too much money. Think of how we can take back. If we can do that in a video, or if Hollywood can be cut into that gazillion-dollar industry, think of the trillion-dollar industry that we can cut in with law by becoming our own paralegals and using that professional lawyer who's already online. That was free. That chat over here, this is free right now anyway. It might go behind a paywall, but that's what that is. That video to Hollywood is what that is to lawyers. Use it.
How do you get around the copyright and trademark issues?
Honestly, there's actually lawsuits going on right now, but there's no injunction. So, it's a fight. One is there, use it. Use it. I mean, this is not legal advice, but, if 1 million different people are using this now. That's right. Well, yeah, but they're saying that there is litigation going on about this. But what it looks like is the stakeholders, the people whose jobs are being taken away, say, we're going to sue you. But the people who are using it are free. The worst that's going to happen is you've got to stop. But why would you sit on the sidelines when this is changing the world now? Don't wait for the behemoths, the billionaires, to finish their litigation, because this is happening. This isn't going to go away. This is just going to go better. This is going to cure diseases. It's going to reform family court, or at least it's going to cut into the stealing, the parasitic behavior, because they're taking advantage of what people don't know. That was a law school education. That's someone who can teach you law 24/7. That you can just keep pumping for information. So now, for authors, for our experts, our teachers, our expert witnesses, you're not going to you don't need Hollywood quality. Now I'll show you a very inexpensive commercial version. Here comes a demonstration of what that video means to we non-millionaires, or who don't have the time to learn something for a month. Suppose you only have 5 to 10 minutes. This is for you. This is what I put in to ChatGPT, because I wanted to make an online course for for people who are falsely accused of crimes, because I was a member of a group. And this is what I asked it. I want to do an online course, a curriculum, so I don't do anything from scratch. I asked this to start. Can you help me with a guide, creating an online guide for the falsely accused? If so, give me a proposed outline containing modules and lessons. After that, I will, and I'm letting it know, I'm setting it up, thinking a few things down so I don't have to go back and say, wait, I want you to write this. I'm letting it know I'm going to ask it that. I will ask you, write a script so I can produce this online program. Can you help me with that? So you know why I'm talking to you about this. If we do a model bill, you're going to want to send this out to your Facebook groups, your Instagram, your social media. You want to publicize this. And remember, people don't want to read something long, but they'll watch a 1 minute or 2 minute video. So this is pennies. This is really easy to create. Let me just keep going on. But I want you to know this is relevant to you. This is not relevant just to a few people. This is what it gave me. And it was pretty good. I would say this was 90% there. I would tweak this, but this is the top of the curriculum and this is the modules that it gave me. Because like this actually went down the page. This was like 3 pages and I don't want to screenshot that for you or to scroll it. So, and these I would have added a module, I would have taken one out or so, but this is what you're going to get online for anything you do. A fantastic start. So what I'm about to show you didn't edit anything. I produced this for the purpose of a demonstration. I went back to the top. That first page I showed you, it was too long. What I did is I cut and pasted lesson 1, module 1, because I wanted to see what it would do for me. I cut and pasted and said, look at the top, give me a video script for the following taken from the course curriculum you gave me. And this is the script that it gave me, which I thought was pretty good. Yes, I would make a minor modification, but I only did 3 or 4 searches. I'm losing count or I haven't memorized. But all I'm doing, question, response, cut, paste, question, response, cut, paste. And this is the leading software, the most powerful, most inexpensive customer for customer produced software. It's called InVideo AI. I'm not an affiliate marketer. I do want to do this. It's very reasonable. I'll get into pricing later if you're curious. But when you go into, I click again into Studio. This is what you see. The bottom arrow, I'm going to click. I don't know if you can see that. It looks blurry for people here. At home, you may have a better chance, but it says script to video. Go up to the top of the screen. You'll see another red arrow. I cut and pasted the script that it gave me before. I'm still about 5 minutes in. Then I hit that blue create a video. So I'm going to show you what I got. I did not customize the voice. I just clicked an Australian male voice, but you can clone your own voice if you want to be the speaker. And I didn't fix the captions to go across. It's going to be 1 word at a time. I did not tweak or edit this at all.
Welcome to our course on defending against false allegations. Today, we begin by understanding what false allegations are and the contexts in which they commonly occur. First, let's define what we mean by false allegations. A false allegation is a claim that someone has done something wrong or illegal when, in fact, they have not. These accusations can range from minor offenses to serious crimes, and they can have devastating effects on the accused person's life, reputation, and well-being.
In the upper left-hand corner, giving you companies that are drawing stock footage.
Some common types include false allegations of abuse. These can be physical, emotional, or sexual in nature. False allegations of criminal activity such as theft, assault, or fraud. False allegations in the workplace, claims of misconduct, harassment, or unethical behavior. Now let's talk about the common contexts in which false allegations occur. Understanding these contexts can help us better navigate and respond to such accusations. False allegations are often seen in family court. During contention.
All right, it does go on, but I hope you got a taste of that. And I would not just put that up. I would tweak it. Yeah, that's next. So anyway, I thought that was near commercial ready. And maybe what wasn't so impressive was that version there, but that's 80% of my work. For me to do that, that would have taken me a full day to get that, how long that went. There were all different images. They were close. I would have used most of that. Think of the difference between posting that script, go read this, and saying you're going to see an online course. Or think of the difference, or just think of your YouTube shorts, your TikTok ones, promoting your legislation. I know I'm getting a little ahead. Yes.
Watermark for those photos?
Questions about the watermarks?
Specific paid version that doesn't use those images, and right, so if you don't want those images in the top left, can you do like all AI generated?
Question was about the images. I've toyed with both, and why I'm so impressed with this is I'm demoing this on the free version because if you do a lot of volume, it can get expensive. So the best version to get into pricing, if you guys wanted to do something for yourself and you just wanted 4 videos or something like that, you're going to do 1 month, you're going to pay what it is, and you're going to get a certain amount of images that doesn't have that watermark. I'm trying to save up. I'm trying to stock experts like yourselves, your content, because I already have 300 videos. I want to add another 300, but I'm going to do it in a fraction of the amount of time, just as good. If maybe it's better because I can still use my old stuff, but this has just got 20% what it used to be in terms of expense, in terms of money, in terms of time. Is 10%. I haven't done it yet, but I see something happening here. I mean, that's tremendous. And here's another part. It used to take me a very long time. This is our friend Danica Joan Dockery of Hope for Families and Kids Need Both. She has a group, but I invited her to give a presentation. And this is what she gave me. I didn't know that she had COVID at the time and couldn't, but this is what she produced with a program called Hey Gen.
Fellow advocates, I'm Danica Joan Dockery, and it's an honor to be a presenter at the inaugural conference for the International Council for Men and Boys. Today, I'm excited to delve into the critical work we do at Kids Need Both, Inc. and our strategic partnership network, Hope for Families.
So I could tell, because I watched some, that wasn't her, but I actually felt awkward because maybe it was, because she didn't tell me it was. So this was so close to being actually her talking. I said, Danica, that wasn't you, right? You're demoing the software. And sure enough, this is how powerful and how good that software is. So if you wanted to insert yourself into another video, you don't have to record yourself anymore. You can add this to the front or to your talking video, talking heads, and all you do is this is called script to voice. You upload the script. You do not have to record your sound. You clone your voice, and you never have to then record the videos if you're camera shy. So think of the power. Think of the change. And those of you who aren't using the free version, think of what you're missing. Because if you heard horror stories or scary things, they're blips. And again, they're going to go away fast. This is worth using just to learn. So when they get better, you can nail it. But so just moving on, for advocacy, you want PDFs of your model laws, any research articles, any critical writings that you want to, data, studies, or even other online presentations. You want to upload that into your free version of Claude or your custom chat that someone can create for you. That little paperclip, you just click it and it says upload from computer, just like you were uploading into Google.
What about finding sources on the internet?
Will you find the sources? Well, you can ask Microsoft or you ask the chat to find the sources. I'm telling you, this does all the thinking. Ask it to give you custom instructions. Hey, work together, collaborate, and conquer. Treat chats like low cost, the $20 a month low cost help that it is. And again, we can even create documentaries, longer videos to promote it after we produce it. So who said generative AI won't take your job? But someone who knows how to use it will. Anyone using it because of how easy it is. Do you want to do questions? That's the presentation. Thank you. Good. I figured that, yeah.
Alex
actually, she's not here today, she was here last night. Did you end up having that conversation with her about the AI and using and making it so the judges could use it so that as they're reviewing people's documents, the testimony, whatever, that it would help them to see the pattern?
So let's talk about that. Remember, judges and lawyers. Remember the jobs that I showed you that are probably going to be lost. It's the judges' campaign donors are jobs that you're taking away. So they're trying to stop this from happening. So think of society generally. Think of the big change that's coming. You know, you hear Elon Musk say he's going to create the first trillionaires who invested in this. I see that. And see people who tried to defend it by saying it's not going to take away all these jobs. It's going to reapportion people's jobs. Hopefully this can give you, like, the people put out of jobs in Hollywood are then going to go then use AI. And, you know, they're just going to try and become the best producers. But, and the lawyers are now going to have to become limited scope lawyers. They're going to have to completely redo their practices, and they're not going to make the industry is going to be cut in half or a third, and they're going to have to tighten up their game. And that's work, and that's aggravation for them. But we're just going to send them to court because we're going to do all our paralegal work ourselves. They're billing us for $400 an hour for work that paralegals are trained to do. We now have that trained ourselves. We've covered that.
In that vein, I'm thinking, you know, we really still need the judge sitting there on the bench.
Are you on your mic?
No,
Okay.
still need the judge on the bench, face to face.
Joan's asking me using this for legal uses and getting judges and lawyers involved, and that's what this discussion is about.
If you hand the judge all your paperwork and they don't know how to recognize this pattern of behavior, as in, you know, custodial interference, whatever you want to call it, maybe it helps the judge to now recognize this pattern so they can step back and use, and now, okay, they've got AI to help them, but now they're also going to be able to use their own. So I don't think we're going to lose the judges' jobs. I think it's just going to help them do a better job.
Well, judges are, what happened was there was a case where a lawyer just didn't proofread what chat gave them. And as you can see, there's hallucinations. They can't get a ball game score right sometimes. But I knew what the score was, so I could catch it. As a practicing lawyer, or as you use this, you're going to see hallucinations that come in. As you start speaking the language, or you know when it's overreaching. And I consider chat a brilliant, a super genius right out of school student who doesn't want to admit what he doesn't know. So forces and gives stuff when it doesn't have all the information. That's what it has to still clear. And a lawyer put in a brief, and got caught because the cases weren't existing cases. So the legal industry says now no one can use it. It's not trustworthy. I just went to, in Utah 2 weeks ago, the self-represented law conference. Any court, any government funding place can't use it. They're prohibited, excluded from using it. So you can't, in some instances, sometimes they're trying to set up some type of intake bots, but I'm suggesting that you talk to it like it's a lawyer, even though it says not a lawyer, so it doesn't get sued. I see power there, but I suggest you use it privately. You can't necessarily set up a system. You use it for your own case or your own nonprofit, and you tell the information that you're getting. This is from a custom chat. It's, go take it to your lawyer and have your lawyer, so that your lawyer's not doing this from scratch. You just did 90% of the work, but it still has to be proofread. I'm a lawyer. I can proofread it myself because I know what I'm getting. So that's how I recommend you get around the hallucinations, because it's still what I call a great start with anything you put in again.
Do you have any recommendation that we just have between the chats, like Claude and ChatGPT?
Sure. I would say chat is best. ChatGPT is best for custom chats. When I researched it, they all said they all do it, but you have more hoops to get through that I think could discourage some users. If you just use Microsoft and all Microsoft products, you may want to do that. Brian Hart knows Google. You can ask him in the conference what he thinks of Google. Claude actually has the most power behind it. You're going to get the best searches, but it doesn't have the ability to custom and what I would call automate your most frequent questions that you have. You can't set up that as well, but it's better. They're saying it's better. It tests better, Claude. With that? Yeah, they're strong. It's absolutely incredible. Anyone who's not used it but does stuff professional, please test it and use it. You'll never, it'll change your life. This is one of the most life-changing technologies that I've ever come across. And I now, people don't ask me, what do you use it for? It's now, what don't I use it for? Because it's changing my thinking. Even in schools, now you're going to be thinking, everything you do, how can I use this to be better than humankind has ever been? Joan.
I'm gonna ask a question to everybody there. How many of you have a paying service for one of these on your computer today that we can use for tomorrow while we're writing the templates? On my phone. Or on your phone, which can be brought to a computer.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got enough people with it. I think this is gonna be a game changer for us tomorrow while we're writing these bills and legislation. Larry, I'm gonna ask you maybe to pop around to each table and make sure everybody's got and going in the right direction.
Sure. Sure. Okay, I think I'm over time and I know we got a late start.